Welcome back to the Scrum Master Complete tutorial. This is Module 2, focused entirely on one of the most critical roles in a Scrum team, the Scrum Master. If you haven't watched Module 1 yet, where we discussed Scrum framework and key concepts, I highly recommend watching that first to build a strong foundation. Also, for the complete course outline and module list, please refer to the introductory video of this series. In this module, we will deep dive into the Scrum Master's role, understanding their responsibilities, how they support the team, and how they differ from traditional project managers. This module will be especially helpful for those preparing for Scrum Master interviews, certifications, or transitioning from a non-agile role. Here are the topics we will cover. This module is designed with practical insights, real-world comparisons, and examples relevant to IT and non-IT teams. Let's begin with the most basic yet essential question. Who is a Scrum Master, and what makes them different from a typical manager? Let's explore. Let's begin this module by understanding a very important question. Who is a Scrum Master? The Scrum Master is not a boss or a manager. They are a servant leader and facilitator who helps the Scrum team work together smoothly and effectively. Their main responsibility is to ensure that the team follows the Scrum framework properly, not by enforcing it, but by guiding, coaching, and removing obstacles. A Scrum Master works closely with three key groups: the Scrum team, to help them stay focused and self-organized; the product owner, to ensure smooth backlog refinement and prioritization; the organization, to support Agile adoption and remove external blockers. The Scrum Master is like an Agile coach, a protector of the team, and a change agent in the organization. Let's now look at how the Scrum Guide officially defines this role. In simple terms, a Scrum Master doesn't control the team. They serve the team by enabling collaboration, encouraging continuous improvement, and protecting the team from distractions and delays. This role requires strong communication skills, patience, coaching ability, and a deep understanding of Agile values. In Indian IT companies, however, this role is often misunderstood as a project coordinator or just someone managing meetings. We'll address this confusion later in this module. Next, let's go deeper into the key responsibilities of a Scrum Master. Now that we understand who a Scrum Master is, let's explore their key responsibilities in detail. The Scrum Master plays a central role in enabling the Scrum team to deliver value efficiently. They do this by acting as a facilitator, coach, and servant leader. Let's break down their responsibilities into three focus areas. A great Scrum Master helps the team become more productive, predictable, and motivated. They make sure that Scrum ceremonies happen regularly and effectively, like sprint planning, daily stand-ups, reviews, and retrospectives. They also shield the team from outside interruptions and build trust among team members, stakeholders, and leadership. In short, a Scrum Master is the glue that keeps the Scrum process running smoothly. In the next topic, we'll compare this role with the traditional project manager, a comparison many people in IT teams are curious about. Let's explore that next. One of the most common questions in Agile transformation journeys, especially in India, is: what is the difference between a Scrum Master and a project manager? While both roles aim to support successful project delivery, their mindset, responsibilities, and leadership styles are fundamentally different. Let's compare them side by side. As you can see, the Scrum Master does not assign tasks or control the team. Instead, they act as a coach, helping the team follow Scrum, improve collaboration, and remove blockers. On the other hand, a project manager works in a more traditional structure, often responsible for budgets, timelines, and stakeholder reporting, sometimes with a top-down command style. This shift in mindset can be challenging for many teams, especially in Indian IT organizations that are transitioning from waterfall to agile. It's important to remember, Scrum does not have a project manager role. In Scrum, responsibilities like scope management and prioritization are handled by the product owner, while delivery ownership is shared by the Scrum team. Next, we'll discuss one of the most important skills of a Scrum Master: facilitating Scrum events effectively. Let's dive into that. In Scrum, events are not just meetings. They are time-boxed opportunities for inspection and adaptation. The Scrum Master plays a key role in ensuring these events are productive, focused, and valuable. There are 5 key Scrum events: 1 sprint planning, 2 daily Scrum, 3 sprint review, 4 sprint retrospective 5. The sprint itself, sprint planning, sets the tone for the sprint. As a Scrum Master, your job is to help the team stay focused, ensure the product owner presents a clear product backlog, and guide the team towards setting a realistic sprint goal. Next up is the daily Scrum. It's a quick 15-minute sync-up. Scrum Masters don't lead it, but they ensure it happens and stays within time. Think of yourself as a silent guardian, removing distractions and keeping the clock ticking. During the sprint review, you facilitate collaboration between the Scrum team and stakeholders. Your goal: help everyone inspect the increment and adapt the product backlog based on feedback. Sprint retrospective is all about reflection and improvement. Create a safe space for the team to openly discuss what went well, what didn't, and what can be improved. As a facilitator, keep the tone positive and constructive. And don't forget, the sprint itself is a container for all these events. Protect it from outside interruptions, help manage scope, and ensure focus is maintained. Here are a few pro tips to facilitate effectively. Set a clear agenda. Start and end on time. Encourage participation. Use visual aids or tools. Stay neutral. Let the team speak. Remember, great facilitation helps teams stay on track, continuously improve, and deliver value. That's the magic a Scrum Master brings to every event. All right, let's move on to a topic that every Scrum Master sooner or later runs into: common challenges in day-to-day Scrum practice. And more importantly, how to overcome them in a practical and effective manner. Let's get started. Challenge number 1: lack of team collaboration. Sometimes, even in Agile teams, people end up working in silos. There's very little cross-communication, and the team spirit begins to fade. Why does this happen? Well, it often boils down to poor communication, unclear goals, or even lack of mutual trust. How can we fix it? As a Scrum Master, promote open dialogue during stand-ups and retrospectives. Create a psychologically safe space where team members feel comfortable sharing. Also encourage pair programming, cross-functional learning, and of course, team-building activities outside the workspace too. Challenge number 2: stakeholder misalignment. You might have seen this. A sprint review begins. And let's begin this module by understanding a very important question. Who is a Scrum Master? The Scrum Master is not a boss or a manager. They are a servant leader and facilitator who helps the Scrum team work together smoothly and effectively. Their main responsibility is to ensure that the team follows the Scrum framework properly, not by enforcing it, but by guiding, coaching, and removing obstacles. A Scrum Master works closely with 3 key groups: the Scrum team, to help them stay focused and self-organized; the product owner, to ensure smooth backlog refinement and prioritization; the organization, to support Agile adoption and remove external blockers. The Scrum Master is like an Agile coach, a protector of the team and a change agent in the organization. Let's now look at how the Scrum Guide officially defines this role. In simple terms, a Scrum Master doesn't control the team. They serve the team by enabling collaboration, encouraging continuous improvement, and protecting the team from distractions and delays. This role requires strong communication skills, patience, coaching ability, and a deep understanding of Agile values. In Indian IT companies, however, this role is often misunderstood as a project coordinator or just someone managing meetings. We'll address this confusion later in this module. Next, let's go deeper into the key responsibilities of a Scrum Master. Keep your sprint progress transparent with dashboards and data. Invite them to sprint reviews. Let them see how the team delivers value independently. Challenge number 5. Poorly defined user stories. This one's quite common. If the user stories in your backlog are unclear or too vague, it creates confusion and wastes time during the sprint. Why does it happen? Either the product owner hasn't collaborated enough with the team or the refinement sessions are being rushed. How to overcome it? Use the INVEST model to validate stories. Independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. Also, make sure refinement sessions are productive. Focus on clear acceptance criteria and involve the whole team. To sum it up, every challenge in Scrum is also an opportunity to improve. Your role as a Scrum Master is to observe, adapt, and guide. Lead with empathy, enable the team, and always keep communication flowing. Final thoughts. As a Scrum Master, challenges are part of the journey, but so are solutions. Your facilitation, coaching, and leadership play a critical role in transforming problems into growth opportunities. Stay with us and let's head into our next module. Scrum Framework and Key Concepts, where we'll break down the building blocks of Scrum in a simple, practical way.